Well, when you look at football or any game today, speed is the name of the game. The faster you are, the better you are, the bigger you are. The same thing as in racing. The bigger the motor you have, the faster you go, the more games you win, the more races you win. So my fascination is to be a part of a winning team, and they have it. Hey, what I'm doing, I'm part of a real team. Football is a team, racing is a team. You're seeing what Joe Gibbs is doing in NASCAR. Well, it's the same thing too in quarter-mile racing. And I am now in radio on different stations around, and I thought this would be a great opportunity to be a part of another team. And I call my show, it's amazing, I call my show The Fastest Hour in Radio. So right up here you see Harvey High, the fastest hour in radio. Now, how can you beat that? It's got power, it's fun, it's the thrill, it's the energy that brings you that wants you to follow it.
Well, Tom and I, have been together. We went to high school together, Tom Lemon, and we street raced and we drag raced for years together and against each other. We also took part in organized drag racing for many years. I met Art Kazanjian through a mutual friend in approximately 1969. Art had a 56 T-Bird that he was having some issues with. Tom, being an excellent mechanic and a driver, we introduced each other and had a good time and started racing together casually. And approximately 1971, we built the first funny car that Tom drove, and Cookie worked on, supported, and then we just progressed through the years. We've been together over 40 years, since at least 1970. Primarily, Tom drove the initial cars through the 70s, and due to some crashes and other issues, Tom's back became an issue. He stopped driving in the 80s. Cookie went off to pursue business, and I did to an extent. Tom continued to race, even though he owned his own business with numerous drivers. And him and Rian Konno became a team in the late 90s, as Tom was running an alcohol car on the West Coast circuit, an alcohol funny car. As the nostalgia funny car became very popular, an awful lot of our friends started converting to it, because then you could run nitromethane, the earlier bodies like we had ran back in the 70s. This class is limited to bodies from 1979 and older. Consequently, we're running a 1973 Mustang Mach 1. And so we all got back together and said, let's go racing. And so I called Cookie and said, are you ready to go racing again? He says, yeah, one thing. Can I drive the truck? And since then, we've been back together. And Tom is retired from his business. Cookie's semi-retired from the jewelry business. And we're just having fun.
He's always been Cookie?
He's always been Cookie. When I first met him through his wife back in early 1969, I said, what's your husband's name? Cookie. And that's what we've known him ever since then. So maybe it came from his, maybe he was a cookie monster. I don't know. Rian Konno is the driver. Ryan's an excellent driver, excellent mechanic, works on world championship cars besides ours.
Most of the time, to handle this kind of power that these cars produce, if the car is set up correctly, there's not much driver input needed. You get a lot of practice from just taking a lot of laps. But as far as being able to handle it, it's being aware of what's going on instantaneously as the car is going down the track. My career as a race car driver began in 2004 when Tom Lemon and I first teamed up to campaign an alcohol funny car. An alcohol funny car is similar in appearance to a nostalgia funny car, except for a modern day body. Runs on methanol, and just a few subtle differences, but similar in appearance.
Rian Konno is our MacGyver. He builds everything, he fixes everything. He's everywhere, you know, it's just amazing. I mean, he's Ryan's father, he's in his mid-70s, and he's the hardest working guy on the crew. We have other crew members in Martin Morris, who's one of the engine men, and Joe Powell, who is we call him our bottom end man. He's the one responsible for disassembling the bottom of the engine so they can get it out. Plus he also assembles a lot of the pistons and other intricate components of the engine beforehand. You know, and they all work regular jobs. You know, Joe Powell is the fire chief in the local city here, Rialto, in charge of all the paramedics and rescue units. Martin Morris has his own business in Southern California. So some of them are still working, some are retired. And we've got some primary sponsors in the hat. Corky Canzoneri's been with us since day one. He's an old family friend. Art's known him for about 10 or 15 years. I've known him since I was a child. My older brother and him went to school together, and even before, when Corky actually worked at the hat in the 60s, before he was able to purchase it and expand it to 11 stores now in California.
My title? Oh, I'm the owner of the Hat Restaurants, and I'm a sponsor. Right from the start, I was just so proud to be part of it, and we are so proud to be a sponsor. First of all, it's the owners. They are unique. They are wonderful people. They care, and they want to win. And I just can't say how excited I am to support them. To sponsor this car made us so proud to be a part of it. And Cookie is really a special person, and we're just really happy to be part of this.
We also have J&A Service from Colorado. They are one of the largest oil field suppliers and oil well drillers in the Midwest, and those are three of the largest ones. And we also have Harvey Hyde, who is helping us with a lot of promotion, a lot of exposure on the car. Factory Works is a specialty Porsche manufacturer and restorer here in California. He helps us a lot with, he runs our chef and provides all of the nitromethane that this car runs on.
This car, every time we go out and run well, it's always a good memory. Running our quickest and fastest ET in mile an hour, that was another big highlight. But just being able to go out there and campaign a competitive car, when we go to the races where there's a lot of cars to run, we qualify. We qualify in very difficult fields, but there's a lot of cars vying for 16 spots. So it's very nice to be able to go out there and qualify amongst some of the best racers in the country.
We have qualified for every hot rod union up there.
Wow.
In the last 5 years. And every race that we've ran with the car, I think we've missed one qualifying field in the last 5 years.
My quickest elapsed time with this car is 5.75 seconds a quarter mile, and the speed was 247 miles an hour. It feels like being shot out of a cannon, but as all of us racers say, it's not fast enough or quick enough. As far as running the car, every time we do make a lap, our goal is to learn something. Not only to run quick and fast, but we need to learn what makes the car run the best, what adjustments worked, what didn't work, and mainly to keep the engine happy, because with nitromethane, the little misstep can be very expensive. It gets costly because of all the parts and pieces that get damaged if the tune-up is a little off. So that's our goal, is to have a clean running car and a quick and fast car. Thanks to all our sponsors and our friends that have helped us over the years. My parents, they've always backed me up, helped me with everything I've done. And I'd like big thanks to Tom and Kathy Lemon for letting them drive their race car. I mean, this is a dream come true, and if I'm dreaming, don't wake me up.
It's a win-win, and all I can tell people out there is always buckle up.
Thank you for letting us have this interview with you here at the Rose Bowl.
No problem. We'll come racing with us.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Fast lane.